Yesterday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, more people from other countries wound up going to Marthas Vineyard. It was at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon that a couple of planes with 50 Venezuelan migrants arrived, apparently courtesy of Ron DeSantis. Apparently nobody was alerted on the island before they showed up. Some of the people, according to the Boston Globe, did not know where they were. Well, you know what? If you don't know where you are, you're in Martha's Vineyard, one of the most spectacular progressive celebrity destinations in the world.
It's not a great time to buy, though, if you're an illegal
I don't think they're in the market.
Oh, they know? You know, well, if you're an agent, if you have one of those gold jackets, go down and see if they're
maybe they'll find work there. I mean, in Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard, they have all these Christmas festivals, the cranberry festivals.
Right. That's what they're there for.
They'll need some workers.
But
right.
I think it's just such a message. It's a message, yeah. We got a border problem, and you're ignoring the border problem, so we're going to bring the border problem to you. And what Ron DeSantis said about 6 months ago or 8 months ago is you're landing planes in Jacksonville in the middle of the night. Next thing you know, I'm dealing with school systems calling me up saying we're overrun with illegal immigrants. What's going on? We weren't even alerted about this. So if you're complaining about Ron DeSantis flying people in and not giving you a heads up, join the club. The president doesn't give anybody a heads up, including Democratic governors.
The Democrats say we are sanctuary states up here, but we know the Republican state of Texas, the Republican state of Florida. You're feeling this, but that's okay. We're thousands of miles away, and these governors are saying it's not fair that we take on this burden. Right. We are also going to let you take on this burden. You're a sanctuary state. So you've said you're going to welcome them, so we will send them to you.
And you know what, Inslee, to your point, Ron DeSantis himself had mentioned before, you know what, all these migrants coming to Florida, I'm going to send them, he said a couple of months ago, to Martha's Vineyard or Delaware, which is Joe Biden's home state. That would get everybody's attention.
And DeSantis is confirming, yes, we did this.
His communications person put out this statement, and it starts like this. States like Massachusetts, New York, and California will better facilitate the care of these individuals who they have invited into our country by incentivizing illegal immigration through their designation as sanctuary states and support for the Biden administration's open border policies.
So what they did down in Florida, the legislature, they appropriated $12 million to facilitate all of these transports. So they voted for this, and now they are sending them elsewhere because they say we can't handle as many as are coming through our border.
Because if you remember those statistics we were talking about yesterday, every illegal migrant in this country costs U.S. taxpayers at least $10,000 per person. So, you know, they landed 50 Venezuelans in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
I mean, think about how many are coming across the border in Texas daily.
100 times that number. It's crazy.
So get your phone, get your new outfit, get your place to live, all for free. Know what this means? I got to worry about this. We send this video out, and it's seen in Guatemala, Honduras, Venezuela, Cuba, all around these surrounding areas, and say, we have to go. This is the one time in which America has totally dropped its guard, has put taxpayer dollars will go into our pockets. We can leave our life, however it is, and I guarantee you we'll have a better life in America. Now's the time. Remember that mean guy that had the job last time? He didn't want anybody to come. He wanted to build a wall. He wanted to set up a system where people actually had to sign in. And if you didn't have a good reason for asylum when you applied in Mexico, you stayed in Mexico or you went home again. So I think it's going to become one, come all. Governor Pritzker is also dealing with Illinois. So an obstinate mayor, Mayor Lightfoot, who says it's been very cruel the way about 300 illegal immigrants have been bussed over to Chicago. He clearly wants to run for president and is trying to be above it all.
So they had a press conference together yesterday because it's estimated that 500 illegals have been sent to Chicago from Texas in the past 2 weeks. And then we've interviewed some of these local mayors in the suburbs of Chicago because they're saying Lori Lightfoot is sending them now to the suburbs, to the Republican areas, to Burr Ridge and to Elk Ridge.
With no notice.
Exactly, which is what she complained about from the state of Texas.
Ironic.
All right, so here's the governor, and here is Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
I'm not going to mince words here. The governor of Texas is forcing on New York and D.C. and Chicago and potentially other places a needlessly last-minute and complex process that is a heartless display of politics over people. Why not give reasonable notice? Why send these folks only to blue cities or blue states? This is about politics for him.
It is a manufactured crisis by ambush. Any dollar that goes to the state of Texas, every single one of those dollars needs to be committed to cities like Chicago, New York, and Washington, D.C.
So I don't think it's playing politics because almost every red state sees this as a problem. Almost every blue state ignores or says it is no problem. So you deal with it and tell us how you're doing it. Even if you had a heads up, Governor Pritzker, let's say you had 2 days to prepare. Would you want to change outfits, change your tie? There's no difference. What do you want to make sure that you have 2 floors instead of 1 floor of your hotel room? This is what's happening every day, destroying lives in Texas. And Mayor Adams, if you notice, been kind of quiet. Mm-hmm. He has not been as vocal. He is letting Illinois and Chicago specifically fight it out. And what he said is interesting because there's a couple of thousand have come from Texas.
2,200 here to New York City.
Yeah, a couple of thousand, right? Mm-hmm. But about 7,000 have come through the summer. Just people making their way here, illegal immigrants. And he says, we have, in fact, here's the exact quote. In this new and unforeseen reality, where we expect thousands more to arrive every week going forward, the city system is nearing its breaking point. Their essentially asylum system is snapped. Over on Monday, they turned away about at least 60 people from homeless shelters. I imagine it's more. And they have a system. An advocate is going to sue the city because other people, illegals and non-illegal homeless, went for shelters and were already packed.
But think about that. If you say 7,000 are going to come to New York or have come to New York, and then Abbott has bused 2,200, that is less than 10,000, right?
Yeah.
He says that's his breaking point.
I know.
But yet, look at El Paso. Look at these cities down in Texas when they're getting 5,000 a day.
Right. You know, the governor of the great state of Texas tweeted this out. Sanctuary city mayors complain they are overwhelmed by a few dozen migrants arriving on buses from Texas. It is a fraction of what Texas faces on a daily basis. We will continue busing migrants until Joe Biden secures the border. And what is he talking about? He's talking about all the people who are essentially being allowed into the country by the Biden administration. Where do they go? 1,000 migrants have shown up in El Paso this week. What is that you see on the street? Those are people sleeping on the street because El Paso can't handle them. There are no toilets, no showers. It's very unsanitary. Many are being dropped off near the bus station and left to fend for themselves. The U.S. Congressman from that region, Tony Gonzalez, likened El Paso to a third world country. He said it's almost apocalyptic. And you know what? The Biden administration is doing this. Look at those pup tents.
When are they going to comment? When are they going to get asked about this? Why can't someone just put up their iPhone and just say, look, is this okay with you, Karine Jean-Pierre?
Well, that's why we're running, because no other channels are doing it. And when she is asked about it, she says the border is secure. And so does the president. Says there's no emergency down there. If you live in El Paso, Texas, you would say, hey, I don't want my town to look like Portland. Of course, the Portland people are people probably in the country illegally. These people are being allowed into the country during this administration, and now they're fending for themselves. You've got to feel sorry for those people. However, there are some people like Governor Abbott and Ron DeSantis who are saying, you know what? Terrible conditions here. Let's send them to someplace where they can handle them. So they sent 50 Venezuelans yesterday to Marthas Vineyard. They were taken yesterday to the St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in Edgartown, which has been used as a homeless shelter in the past. And that's what they're doing. Those people are being taken care of now by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as these red state governors kind of equal things out across the country.
And maybe Barack Obama will get to know him and they'll be invited to his next shindig. I misspoke. According to Mayor Adams, he says nearly 11,000 people have streamed into New York City since the summer. And he says we have to reassess our shelter policy.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
no kidding.
And Brian, a lot of those people come to New York because when they're down on our southern border being processed, they'll say the ICE authority or Department of Homeland Security says, okay, go see this guy, this ICE agent in New York. And they'll go, well, I don't know anybody in New York. And it's like, well, that's going to be your court date right there. So that's why they come here.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.